I'm Maham and
Hi everyone, I'm Jahanzeb. I also go by Jay-Z.
and we're here to share our story today, which started back in 2011 during our undergrad. It was actually the first week of the freshman year, and it was our calculus class when Jahanzeb walked into the class. And back then, he was actually really cute, and I really wish that he comes and sits next to me, and he did. Our roll numbers were 203 and 204, and I took that as a sign that we were meant to be. And so we started dating. We discussed our life plans and our ambitions and realized early on that all of our individual goals really overlapped. We both wanted to travel the world, pursue further education and business, and actually launch our own startup. It was insane amount of time that we spent discussing the weirdest and the most random startup ideas. And 4 years passed by very quickly. And then came our graduation day. And in that moment, we had this picture taken standing together in our graduation gowns and caps. And we decided that we have this goal where we have to take a same picture on the graduation day to recreate that moment at another top business school so that we could have, whenever we have our own house, we could have those two frames hanging side by side and do a before and after.
Yes, so after graduation, we both moved to different cities in Pakistan on opposite ends of the country. And long distance was hard. So in Pakistan, there are a lot of social taboos around dating, and normally you don't see couples who aren't married hanging out together publicly. And more so, the flights were really expensive, almost a third of our monthly salaries. Even when we did meet, we could barely sit together without getting moral police for dating. And I remember this one time I had extra tickets to the Coldplay concert in Paris, but me and Maham could not travel together since it was not socially acceptable for us to do so without getting married. And at that point, we decided that we needed to get married in order to live our lives. So we got hitched in 2018, and I had switched jobs and moved back to Maham's hometown in Islamabad. So we both then started working towards our dream for attending the top business school together. And it took me a whole year just to clear the first hurdle, and that was the GMAT. And by that time, Maham had already had admission offers from multiple schools. And it was a time when I felt that maybe our dream was slipping away from us. When I finally got the score to apply to Wharton as a round 3 applicant, to my dismay, I got waitlisted. And to make matters worse, COVID happened. And that took a huge toll on my family. My grandmother passed away, and then shortly after, my cousin passed away due to COVID. And my mom also contracted the virus. Emotionally, I had hit rock bottom. So there was a lot of external pressure as well on me because I knew that Maham had this great opportunity to attend the top business school in the world, but I might not be able to go with her. And my decision to start business school that year or even get admitted to Wharton was a question mark. And that directly impacted Maham's decision as well, and I did not want to put her in that position. Moreover, there were barely any married couples that we knew who were pursuing higher education in Pakistan, back in Pakistan, that we could lean on for advice.
And as a married woman, there was even more pressure on me. The fact that we had both spent so much of our time just working on MBA applications after getting married was always the question at any of the family gatherings, as opposed to like all the other traditional couples who were pursuing more fun stuff or starting a family, or the wives generally who were taking a back seat and just like looking good and pampering the husbands. And here we were working on our MBA applications all the day. But I knew that this was once in a lifetime opportunity, and I knew that this was my moment, and I really wanted for both of us to be together as well. But I also knew that pursuing Wharton alone would have a lot of social taboos from my family as well. There were a lot of elderly women in the family who said that I'd be jeopardizing my relationship, or I wasn't prioritizing my marriage enough, and this would not result in success in the long run. And that really, really demotivated me. And we had been through long distance before, so we knew it wasn't easy. It was going to take a toll on us. COVID did not allow a lot of travel. It was also very expensive to be traveling through different continents. So there was just so much frustration and chaos among all this. And I was just very unsure what to do, because even if Jahanzeb did get into Wharton, even then, because of COVID, the embassies were closed. And there was still a very high chance that he might not even get a student visa to begin with. I had a US passport, I could leave. But what about both of us traveling together and pursuing our dream together? And deep down, we both knew that this was actually a once in a lifetime opportunity. But we both decided that I should not give it up and I should just leave the restaurant field and just go. So I left for Wharton. I came here in early October, and I was very unsure what's going to be the next step. But life tends to work in mysterious ways, and amidst all the chaos of 2020, things took a U-turn for us. And the time during quarantine actually presented an opportunity to finally launch the food business we had envisioned. And Backyard was born, our very own beef burger joint that we started from our home on a takeaway model. And Jahanzeb was the master chef, or so he calls himself. And I was the CEO, a legit one, handling all the business stuff. And just 2 days before my birthday, Jahanzeb finally got his admission offer. And I am clearly his lucky charm. It was a huge deal for us. The embassies were closed for like 6 months. Literally randomly, this one day we get the call from the tourism minister, and he was like, yes, the embassies have opened and the student visas are now being issued. And Jahanzeb got his student visa. And it's very important to remember that, yes, things will get rough and life will get crazy, but every cloud has a silver lining. Now we're both here together at Wharton, living our dream. And finally, we can have the sequel of our graduation photo, hopefully on the beautiful Wharton campus. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Thank you.